How's it going, MMOHuts? This is DizzyPW. We're out here in London covering the 15th anniversary of RuneScape, and we have a big shot from the RuneScape team here who's going to give us a little bit of a sneak peek into what's coming in 2016. This is a very exciting time for Jagex, and it's an even more exciting time for RuneScape. Hi there, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do with RuneScape and how long you've been with Jagex?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Dave Osborne. I'm lead designer for RuneScape, and I've been here for 10 years. 10 years working on our 15-year MMO. Yeah, so I've been narrative designer, and now I'm lead designer, so I get to pull the strings.
So you've seen some things of this company.
I've seen things that you wouldn't believe.
Well, tell us about some things you've seen. For instance, you guys have the NXT engine coming up here pretty soon.
We're stoked about it. We're so stoked about it because obviously, the MMO space is crowded. We've got a 15-year-old game. It can, you can begin to look less modern. And we need to modernize. We need to make sure, and NXT looks fantastic. And the best part about it is it looks great, but it's still playable on any PC that you could buy now. We're talking even if you've got 2 meg of RAM, it would still play RuneScape in this new client, which is fantastic.
So when we were talking earlier, you were saying in particular that the draw distance is just incredible with this upgrade. What are some key parts of the world that you're really looking forward to seeing in the upgrade?
Oh, I love it because there's parts of the world we didn't design necessarily to see beyond this kind of fog of war. But now we've got things like the Polypore Dungeon, which is several kind of like 7 or 8 floors of fungal blooms that you traverse. I can see all of it now. And it's just like for existing players, it's just like removing the blinkers, and now you see everything, and it's beautiful. Elf City, which is one of our latest cities, is just beautiful. They're crystal clear. You've got the kind of the water. You can see the water and the reflection of the player, and the shadow textures. Fantastic.
So Elf City, that was one of the places that was voted on recently by the community to put into the game, right?
Yeah, we're big on that. We like that. It's important because there's a number of players who've been with us so long. They really kind of believe in RuneScape and want to get involved with it. And so we do a lot of what we call player power and get people voting. So the majority of our content is voted on by the players. We've even got a continent that's coming out this year called Washanko Isles, an archipelago of islands coming out in the summer that was determined by the players. It was they chose it and designed it themselves, and we're putting it in there.
So is that just out of the blue, or what are these islands about?
So there have been little tidbits in the story. That maybe there were these islands off the shore of the east coast of our continent, our big game continent, and we get to finally put it in there. The player could only previously explore it via their player-owned port, which they'd send out their ships and hope that they would come back, but they'd never see these islands, and now we're taking them there. So these weirdly named islands, like the island that once was a tortoise. We're going to go there, and it's going to be fantastic because there's a degree of exploration. It's a level playing field, so no matter if you're high level or a low level player, you can come in and it will be just a level playing field for you. And there will be some randomization. So you can go to an island, stick a flag in it, and say this is mine, and get other people to come to it.
That's really fantastic. How about the God's War update? I hear there's that, and there's some other interesting storylines you might finally be bringing to a close.
Yeah, we take story pretty seriously with RuneScape. We like it. Every quest is like this kind of hour to 2 hour long experience. And we decided to ramp it up this year with our God storyline. We've had God stomping about our game world for 3 years now. And one of a character threw down the gauntlet and said, hey, I've got a crazy powerful artifact. If you kill the most gods, you get access to it. And that's caused a battle royale of gods. And we're going to tell 4 stories this year that allow the player to choose who they side with in this god battle. And they get to participate in it. And the god that wins is going to be different from one player to the next.
Interesting. How about the vampire storyline?
The Ampere storyline.
The vampire?
Oh, the vampire. The vampires. I like your accent on that. You really went authentic. So this is a storyline that's been running for 12 years. I mean, that just really shows you how RuneScape differs from so many other games. So we've told 7 stories over a period of 12 years. We're actually bringing it to a close, a bloody conclusion. So the humans and vampires are going to meet in the River Salve, which separates our continent in 2, and they're just going to go at it. Then we'll see who is the winner.
That's really crazy. Last thing I want to talk about, so you just got Invention into the game, the first elite skill that you've added. What are your plans going forward to keep the endgame even more endgamey for your super hardcore 10-year players?
Yeah, we still want to keep you guys interested. Obviously, there's storyline. We've got this new continent that does start you afresh again. I mean, that's interesting for a long-term player. They haven't started afresh for quite a while, so that's great. But we've also got the idea of skill mastery coming towards the end of this year with our crafting system. The idea that you could become a master of an individual part of a skill. I could be the master of making a particular kind of sword, for example, and everybody comes to you as the blacksmith of that particular sword. That's really nice. So you are the named and famous person who makes a brilliant sword.
And these famous warriors, will they be having your name on their sword, so when people look at their equipment, they'll recognize you?
Yeah, that's the early part of the design. We don't know whether or not we can personalize it to the degree that you could write your name on it. But there's certainly be mentions and references to this being yours, and you'll be able to customize it to some degree. And I love that. I really love that. The players setting up their own shop, selling their own goods that they have made.
That's pretty exciting. Last of all, you guys have Chronicle coming out soon at JAGX. You've got the newly revealed Idle RuneScape. Is this going to tie into the storyline, since you guys are so storyline focused? How are you guys going to talk about these other game worlds?
We didn't want these two games that you've talked about to be kind of floating islands, satellites that don't reference the game in any way. So they've kept me busy trying to integrate those two games. So in Chronicle, like all the characters and items and locations you go to are all iconic from RuneScape. And with Idle, we're going even further than that. We're introducing a new demigod who's got an Elder God artifact. And we've only got 12 of those in the game, and we've only shown 8 of them in our game. We're giving them a lot to tell a new story, and you get to play as that demigod, and that's cool. Players have always been, human characters, now they get to be a demigod.
That's fantastic. Like I said, this is looking like a hell of a year for RuneScape. Whether you're a RuneScape fan or you're just thinking about getting into it, now is the ideal time. You can be on the same playing ground with the veterans at is it the Wachenko Island?
The
Wachenko Islands. Close. But thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for pleasure.
Thanks for giving us a rundown and everything. Is there anything else you're excited about this year that we haven't touched on?
We have the God Wars Dungeon 2, and what I really like about this is it's a dynamic battlefield where you get to, if you're doing well, you get to drop down a demon who fights for you, a behemoth that fights for you. So as well as you do, you can start bringing in units, and that's something we've never done before. So it's almost like it's an FPS shooter in that way. It's really cool.
That's crazy. I was not expecting that out of RuneScape. Thanks so much, man. Check out RuneScape. It's at the JAGX website. Check out all their games coming out this year. This is DizzyPW signing out from London.
Thank you very much. Get it on.